I'm standing in my laundry room right now and we had a blank wall that we didn't really know what to do with, but we decided to sprinkle a little design on it. Something that a contractor would charge hundreds of dollars for. But by the end, we took a wall that looked like this and made it to look like this. All for around $75. Let's flash back to where I was first marking and trying to find the studs in the wall to mount the trim to.
On the blank wall, I used my stud finder to, well, you guessed it, find the studs. I laid the first piece of 6-inch trim on the ground, making sure that it's level before shooting it in place with some brad nails. For extra strength, I run a streak of liquid nail on every piece of trim before setting it in place. Then, just like the bottom trim, I make sure the top is level. This is an extremely important step moving forward. If it's not level, 1, you'll notice it, and 2, all your cut pieces of trim that make up the squares on the inside will be a variety of different sizes, and it'll just take additional time to go back and forth and cut. Now that the sides are set, I need to find an equal distance to make 3 total squares, and after doing some quick math, found out that each piece needs to be 14.5 inches apart. I wouldn't think too hard about this step. If one square is off by let's just say 1/2 inch towards the end, it'll be okay. At that point, there's plenty going on with the design, and you will never see it.
Oh wow, that's perfect.
You like it? Now that Claire approves the design, you can see I'm running into a bit of an issue. The drywall is uneven, creating a lip in the adjoining pieces of trim. It's a bit too large to sand down, so I grab 2 shims and shove it behind the trim until the pieces are flush with one another. Then taking my oscillating tool, I just want to get it as close as I can to the trim itself and just cut it down. Wanted to show you guys one more way. If you don't have an oscillating tool, is with a razor blade knife. You just want to kind of score the shims as you go, not too hard, and they just break right off. We wanted to give the wall some dimension, so we added a ledge, and I just scribed it to the wall and ran into a little bit of an issue. Had to notch out around the door trim just to make it all come together nice and seamless. Then going back with my signature move, adding liquid nail to literally everything. When I'm done installing this trim, it's not going anywhere. I'm double checking the ledge to make sure it doesn't sag at all. To help keep it up, I layered it with a piece of 1.25 inch trim below, and then just followed up with my square, shooting a brad nail every 2 feet or so. For the final touches, I had a small piece of decorative trim I got from Home Depot. I was a bit worried that the trim nails would be a little too hard on the wood strip, causing it to split, but it held up just fine. To make the wall match the other trim throughout the entire house, I added a small piece of floor molding just to cap everything off. My go-to for filling cracks and nail holes is DAP Drydex. I can leave the link below, but you can usually find this at any hardware store. The great thing about this is it doesn't shrink when it dries, and it can be easily sanded down, ready for paint. I hooked up my sander with 220 grit sandpaper and knocked down any high spots on the board matting. Then I went back over with Dynaflex 230 caulk. This stuff is a game changer. It's about $3 more per tube, and it takes about twice as long to dry than Alex Plus, but it is definitely worth it. It expands and contracts with the wood, and it just lasts so much longer. And with a snap of the fingers, here are the final results. We went with Bare Masotope. You can pick this up at Home Depot, but overall, really happy how it turned out. Really like how this goes, and just kind of ties together the whole laundry room.
And that's how we added this board and batten design to this wall. I think it turned out great. Again, I like this project because it's extremely DIY friendly. If you're looking to get into more DIY projects, this is an awesome project to tackle, solely because everything you can get at Home Depot, it's readily available. The trim, the paint, the caulk, everything that I used in this video, I got it all down the street at Home Depot or Lowe's. But I'm out of here. I'm gonna leave an awesome video right here if you're interested. It's where I completely transformed our closet area and made a his and her built-in DIY closet. The project turned out amazing, so go check that out. But again, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you on the next one.